Inside the Drag Closet with Jade. Join Jade DeVere and her fabulous team of guests as they discuss all things drag, from wigs to makeup to performances and everything in between.
Join us at WLFE-DV.com for upcoming shows and more.
Well, hello there, kids. Welcome to Inside the Drag Closet, the interactive podcast where we talk about all things drag and some things that aren't. Who knows? We're really just here to have a good time. We have a fantastic show planned for you this evening. But before we get too far into the show, I do want to give you a bit of a heads up about coulrophobia, or literally the fear of someone who walks in stilts. It is also the unofficial word for the irrational fear of clowns. We do have a lot of clownly drag this evening, so if that is too much for anyone, we will not be offended if you tune away. However, I would like to encourage you all to stay tuned and have a good time this evening, because drag is a plethora of fun and clown drag is even better. But I do have to answer a little who, what, where. Who am I? My name is Jade DeVere. I am a drag performer. I've been performing for 437 years. Give or take a little. The triple digits are a mess. Where can you find me? You can find me every Wednesday night right here on WLFE-DB Radio's Inside the Drag Closet at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And what am I wearing? Well, I wanted to go back a little bit. This is actually, the jacket I'm wearing is actually my old jester outfit from the New Jersey Renaissance Fair. I played the jester out there 3 distinct years. I had a fantastic time. It has gone into my Jade wardrobe. I've accessorized it differently. I've been meaning to wear this dress for a long time, and I finally have a purpose for wearing it. I also have a nice ruff. It's actually a child's tutu from the dance outlet. And of course, some jewelry by Rocks by Cox. You knew it was coming, kids. We had to. We do have a great show this evening. I'm so excited. We have one of my drag children here this evening. The fantastic Mr. Treats is joining us. And I know I don't look it, but I am a grandmother. My drag grandchild, Baby Flamingo, is here as well. I'm so excited to chat with them. We also have my fabulous Woo Girl of the Week, KRIS, but I can't do this alone, so I am going to bring out my lovely co-host for the evening. You know her and love her. Put your hands together for SKARLET OVERKILL!
Hey! How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Give us some who, what, where.
Yes, well, okay, so who am I? I am SKARLET OVERKILL, the fashionably challenged hooker clown of Central PA. And what am I wearing? This fabulous dress that I bought online. I don't really know where. I've had it for a minute and just found it in the back of my closet. But it's bright and colorful like me, so I decided to wear it. Nails are nails for queens. My jewelry's Michelle Lee Sterling. Hair, Amazon, did by me. And then makeup's a little bit of everything. And where can you find me? Well, right now, Inside the Drag Closet, every Wednesday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I actually want to give them a shout out. I did a podcast episode last Friday with a good friend of mine who I went to high school with. She lives in Philly now, and her and her friend, they're both named Sam. So they have a podcast, Sam We Are, it's called. So check them out. They're on Apple and Spotify and all that. And I'll be posting when my episode, we filmed it, like I said, last Friday. I'll put the episode up when they release it. And yeah, so listen to their podcast. It's really cool. They're 2 like vegan stoner chicks, hilarious, great. They're great girls. So check them out.
You can't relate to that at all.
No. And yeah, so check them out. They're great. And yeah, and I'm actually, I'm sure the flyer, I'm going to be back at Stallions on Black Friday.
Nice.
So it's been a hot minute since I've been there, but yeah, I need to put together a show. Me, her, and actually our other co-host Amethyst will be there on Black Friday doing a little show. As long as, fingers crossed, things don't get too out of hand and crazy. I think I heard from someone that New Jersey and New York City are thinking about going back into lockdown. So
I heard that.
Yeah, so not that I'm trying to be grim, but who knows what that means for us in the future. But yeah.
Well, it did look like cases are spiking again. So, better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
I know nobody wants to be in lockdown. Nobody wants to wear a mask. But in order to not wear masks, we have to wear a mask and go back to lockdown.
Exactly.
Simple as that.
Yes.
I'm so excited that you're getting back into performing. Like, I'm jealous. I've started dipping my toe into performing again. I started doing murder mysteries again. I've actually got one this Friday that I picked up last minute. So
yes,
I should probably look at my script. It's fine. It's totally fine. What's the worst that could happen? Okay. Girl, how about this show tonight, though?
Yes, I'm excited. It's like I'm home. There's so many clowns.
I know.
Home.
Home sweet home. But I do have to bring out a fabulous friend of mine. I'm so excited for you to get to know her as well, because we have been friends for years and years and years.
Aww.
And I'm excited to bring out our lovely Woo Girl of the Week. Put your hands together for KRIS.
Yay!
Hi!
Hi!
KRIS, give us a little who, what, where about you.
Okay, so I'm KRIS, and I look more innocent than I am. That's all you need to know about me. I am wearing all thrift right now because I'm a bit of a stress shopper, and I don't know what I've had to be stressed about the last couple weeks. But yeah, so I need to, if I'm gonna be like bougie, I need to be bougie on a budget, So like it's all secondhand, but that's okay. That's okay. And yeah, you can find me everywhere. But
I heard
Instagram, TikTok as Soft Autumn Ingenue.
Soft Autumn Ingenue. Let me type that in. At,
yeah.
All right. Let's see that.
Yeah, there it is.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Follow her. She is such a talented performer.
Aww.
And she's been performing. I love that you've been doing, what do you call them? Musical.
Yes, Musical Thursdays. That's right, on YouTube. I've been doing Musical Thursdays where I either take requests or you send me a request and I don't listen to you and do something else. But I'll do about 15 minutes of something random where I'll just say to the abyss alone in my house.
That is on my resume. 15 minutes of something random.
Yeah. Which, by the way, you actually requested a song for me, and I have not done it yet, so it's like on my list. I just want you to know.
Which one did I request? I know it was something from Six.
The TikTok song, the like XL baby. No, not that one. Wait, the other one.
Don't lose your head.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. I know what I'm talking about.
Next time someone asks me to describe my drag, I'm just gonna say 15 minutes of something random.
It's true.
That is the best statement for any drag performer.
Yeah.
So, KRIS, I'm gonna put you on the spot a little bit.
Please.
What is one thing you've always wanted to ask a drag performer?
Oh, okay. So I am in a different performance world, and so many random things happen to me, and my experience performing is nowhere near as like interactive and sort of doesn't hinge as much on the audience as you guys. So I would love to know what is not necessarily an unfortunate, but like a funny mishap maybe that's happened on stage during a drag performance. Like a wig fell off or somebody yelled something random, or I don't know. Like I have a billion stories. So I want to hear some of yours.
Go ahead, Scarlett.
Okay. Ooh, I mean, I don't really have any exciting ones. It's usually just like a zipper pops, and then you're like, oh no, I have to hold this dress together so my breast isn't hanging out, or your wig falls off. No matter how much duct tape you think you have on your head, put on more. But yeah, other than like losing a wig or popping a zipper, I don't really have anything too exciting that's mishaps. Just the normal mishaps that most
That's good
things
though.
have.
That's good that you don't. That's yeah. All right.
I think one thing I think almost every drag performer can deal with is when you've got that person in the audience who is having too much fun. I have performed numerous times where I'm like, I'm having fun. Please get off the dance floor. This is my number.
Yeah.
It was on Facebook this week, and it was basically they were equating it to politics, but it was basically like a queen performing. Some drunk woman is just on front of the stage having a good time. The queen comes up, just chucks her off the stage, and she went flying. And I was like, ooh.
Well,
yeah.
Exact interactive theater.
Right.
Alrighty, kids. I want to bring out one of our first fantastic guests for this evening. I have known them for 6 or 7 years now, and I was so impressed when I first saw them perform that I wanted them to be one of my drag children. So I'm so excited to get to share them with the entire world on the show this evening. So let's all put our hands together for the incredibly talented Mr. Treats.
Yay!
Hi.
So go ahead and give us a little who, what, where.
Oh my gosh. Hi. Well, I'm Mr. Treats. I'm so excited to be here with all of you tonight. This is so fun. It's really exciting to do a drag show nowadays without a mask on. So I'm really having fun with my lips tonight because people can actually see them. It's really refreshing nowadays. But yes, I'm a non-binary drag clown. I've been based in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania for 6 years, I think now. I've been doing drag. I'm one of the co-founders and the artistic director of SUNDAE Best Variety Show, which is a drag collective for queer performers who don't necessarily, not even just queer performers, but performers who like to color outside the lines, I guess you'd say. People of all different talents that come together. So I do love doing a lot of sideshow performance, a lot of burlesque performance, a wide variety. As far as what I'm wearing now, KRIS, honey, don't hate on your own love for vintage. I'm definitely wearing some vintage tonight. I got this dress at an amazing vintage retailer in Lexington, Kentucky, back when we could actually travel places, called Pops. Highly recommend. It's like a costume closet fantasy, but it's like hidden inside a weird record sale. You just got to go to the back to find the good stuff. I'm also a costume designer. So I'm wearing gloves that I made. I made this collar. And I'm wearing some earrings that my drag child made, Baby Flamingo. So yeah, I mean, I thought this show's called Inside the Drag Closet. So I thought, why not do it in my actual closet?
Yes.
That
Not that I'd
makes
advocate for going inside the closet, but
one of my coworkers made a reference to that this week. They were just like, hey, can you just hang out in the closet for a minute? I was like, not since I was 18. Thank you. Nobody was prepared for that in a professional work environment. So, Treats, I have to ask, how did you come up with the character of Mr. Treats?
Oh, how much time do I have?
5 to 10 minutes.
Oh gosh. Well, yes, I'll try to keep it short. No, when I first started doing drag, as you know, I mean, Scarlett and I actually started drag in the same season of Harrisburg Amateur Drag Race.
We did.
Yeah, way in like a whole nother lifetime. Like I had literally just come out of the closet, and it was like a whole getting into drag was a really life-changing thing for me, and like the community that I met. And Jade, obviously you were a big part of that as my drag mom. But when I started doing drag, I started as a drag king, and that's before I came out to myself as being trans. And so in a way, like over the years, as I transitioned personally, my drag started to transition, because I've been doing theater my entire life. You know, I was a musical theater nerd in high school, which I think a lot of people on the show tonight relate to. And I've always loved the performative aspect of drag and the playful aspect of it. So I don't know. It's like as I started to transition, my drag transition. So that's kind of where Legs Akimbo came in. And now Mr. Treats is, I know I'm in my clown getup tonight, but Mr. Treats is kind of just who I am as a artistic professional. But it started as my drag character, and it was based in a lot of things I was obsessed with at the time and exploring my gender identity, I think, when I was younger.
I love that story. I've known that story, but I'm so glad. I'm happy you can share that with everyone.
Yeah, I think I definitely, and that's a big part of the reason why I started identifying as a drag clown. I do love performing sideshow. I love increasing my own skills in sideshow performance, and I do have a deep love of circus. But I started calling myself a clown because even when I was performing as a drag king, I got a lot of criticism for my like not being masculine enough or not presenting the way people thought a man should present, which I found very hypocritical and strange. Like the policing of gender norms within a community like drag. It is a really real thing, just like it is in the actual world. And so I kind of thought, well, if people are going to make fun of me anyway, I may as well just be a clown. And I kind of, I think that was also part of discovering I was non-binary, was realizing that that's the way I viewed gender. And so as someone who's done theater my whole life, it kind of, there's an artistic expression to it, but it is really important to my identity in a way, which I know not everyone shares in drag. For some people, it's more of a character, but for me, a lot of it is intertwined with my actual identity in a way.
I love that. Kris, do you have any questions for Mr. Treats?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So my first thing, I mean, that story just like was so amazing. And I feel bad that the first thing I'm going to ask you is you made your own gloves?
Oh,
you have the patience of a saint. That's incredible.
Oh, don't feel bad about it at all. Totally shameless plug. Like this year, I'm a costume designer for theater, and I lost all employment. But it kind of gave me a lot of time to work on my own costumes. So now, like I'm on Instagram at Treats Worldwide with a 1. That's on my personal Instagram. You can find a link. But I'm designing a lot more costumes for myself and for other people because I've had so much free time. And I love it. That's why I love burlesque, I think, because it's so similar to drag in that the costumes are just over the moon extravagant. And I absolutely love that aspect of theater and drag performance.
Yeah.
So fun.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're all right.
Okay. I feel like I have to follow down that road then. My next question has to be like, what is your favorite thing to create? Like garment or like what is something you really look forward to? Oh, I'm going to sew a pair of gloves today, or I'm going to sew a new skirt today. Like, what is your thing?
The funny thing is I really love the end product, which I think is why I love the theatrical mode of costume design rather than being my own seamstress, because it is, I mean, I hate making gloves, but I love them. So I make them. Something I do actually get a lot of joy out of making, though, are headpieces. Like, okay. I love, and I started experimenting this year with more burlesque, like sculpted wire headpieces, but I make all of it out of recycled wire. And that's been really fun. And I use a lot of natural materials for that, like feathers, and I really try hard to source ethical feathers from small farms and things like that. So it's kind of a process of discovering what materials are out there and trying to incorporate it into the vision for the headdress. And that's been really, really fun. And it takes way longer than it should, which is why no one buys them from me, because they're far too expensive. But I love making them for myself when I can.
I want to point out one headpiece that I saw you wearing just recently. I love this, and I'm going to share it with the audience. This right here.
Yes.
Yes, that photo is by Sean Kitchen. That's from last week, I believe. It's all a blur.
The last 4 years are all a blur.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I just have to say, I'm proud of you for going out in that outfit and just count every vote. Yep, count them.
I know. I love that so many of y'all are into theater, because I can nerd out about so many things in that regard. And I love the history of theater for the people and street performance and like the whole like Augusto Boal's methods of doing theater with community and people like Bread and Puppet that still do tours like that in the States. And so I feel like a lot of people in our drag family have really inspired me in that way, where whenever we can, it's something that it's like, I don't know, it's what we do. So it's like a way of, I don't know, giving energy to the community, I guess. And that's why I love drag, because even if you don't feel like it, the drag it does it, you know? It's like you can put it on and people get so inspired by the costume, and then their feedback like really feeds into what the energy becomes. And I don't know, it's really magical. I think drag is a really amazing way to do street theater, and I feel like, you know, if I've learned anything over the last 4 years, I need to do more of it.
Yeah. Well, and you were also a blockhead.
Yeah. Surprisingly, my blockhead skill is not as good as I'd like it to be, but I do love a good head flossing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. For those who have never seen Mr. Treats perform live, they can put a rubber tube up their nose, comes out the mouth. I've watched them hammer a nail into their nose before. You're weird.
Well, I like I said, I do have a really deep love of American sideshow. It is a really amazing American art, and there's so many amazing people who are part of that history. And I'm really an amateur. I've gotten the opportunity over the last couple of years to work with more people in the industry that I sort of grew up admiring. And so I wouldn't call myself a professional by any means, but I do like to clown around quite a lot. And it's funny, this has sort of been a reoccurring theme, right? Is the last 4 years and sort of the state of where this country's at and how drag relates to that right now. Because that's what happened when he who shall not be named actually was appointed as ruler of our country, so to speak. I finally decided that I was going to start doing sideshow because I was like, fuck it. Like, I'm being selective with my cursing tonight, and that fully warrants it. Like, what do I have to lose? And that was the first time I stuck a Q-tip up my nose and then just started seeseeing what else I could pull in and out of my face, because I was like, I'm gonna do everything I've always wanted to do.
You know, there was a level of reckless abandon that everybody had to have, and you channeled it into unsettling art. Well, we are definitely going to have you back. We're going to be answering some questions from the audience in just a little bit. So hang out backstage for a little bit. We'll see you soon.
Have fun, y'all.
I adore them so much. Like, watching them perform live is unlike anything you'll ever see. But we do have to keep the show moving right along. And we do have another fantastic member of my drag family. And I'm so excited to pick their brain and compliment their hair, because their hair looks amazing. But let's bring out the incredible Baby Flamingo.
Yay! Hi.
Baby, tell us a little bit about yourself. Some who, what, and where.
Yeah, so my name is Baby Flamingo. My pronouns are they, them. I consider myself to be an amateur drag clown. I've only been doing this for about 2 years at this point. Yeah, I am wearing mostly thrift stuff. Treats made this wonderful collar for me for my birthday. I made these earrings. We have matching earrings, which is fun if they'll squeak. There we go.
Let's get a close up on those. Those are amazing.
They're super fun. And little hat from, Party City. Yeah.
Yes.
I love that.
And if you can see him, my cat back here, Jasper. Sleepy boy.
You just got the look of, why are you touching me?
Yeah.
I'm going to yawn and go back to sleep.
Pretty much.
So where can we see you perform?
Yeah, so I mean, this year has been a little weird. Prior to everything with COVID, I was performing in Fruit Boots. I was the first fresh fruit at Fruit Boots 2 years ago, and we were performing at a bar downtown. But now he is awake, and that was totally my fault. But we were performing at a bar downtown in Harrisburg, but we recently kind of cut ties with them. So right now we are doing, they're not as regular as we would like them to be, but we are doing virtual shows on SUNDAE Best Twitch channel, which you can find. Yeah, normally we have a show every last Friday of the month, but with COVID being so weird and, everyone just kind of like handling it in their own way, it hasn't been as regular as it has been in the past. But you can find me on Instagram. That's pretty much where I'm at these days.
Awesome.
Nice.
Scarlett, do you have any questions for Baby Flamingo?
Oh my, put me on the spot.
You're welcome.
So I guess you said you're new to doing drag and like 2 years in and so on.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what kind of like, I don't know how to ask it. Like, what kind of made you want to be like, do like drag clown stuff? Like, was there a reason, or did like someone influence you to do it, or did you want to do it already going into doing drag?
So I kind of a little bit about what Treat said. I feel like I started exploring my gender before I started doing drag. And like I've been wanting to do drag for a really long time, but I always felt like I never saw anybody who looked like me or identified like me. So I'm Black, obviously, but I also identify as non-binary, and I just didn't really see a lot of non-binary drag performers. So it was a matter of me not knowing that it was a possibility. And I'd seen Treats like around, in the neighborhood. And I think when they were talking about starting Fruit Boots, we talked about how I was like, this is something I want to do, but I really don't know, how to go about it. And I think for me, it also had like the connections to do with like the government and kind of everything, just feeling like, I don't know, like if this person can have this job with no experience, then why can I not do this thing that I will probably really enjoy with no experience?
Yeah.
That's the one thing I did want to say. And as far as like everybody else, like honestly, I was a really shy kid, and I am still pretty shy when I'm not on stage. So this is kind of an all new thing for me. Like I did theater, like I did drama club, like 11th, 12th grade in high school. But other than that, I didn't really do any performing or anything. Like I told my mom like this year that I was doing drag, and I showed her a performance from February, and she was just so shocked because she's so used to me being like really shy and quiet and like really reserved. So this has been a really whole new experience for me. And yeah, for me, as far as like the clown part of things goes, I was just like, there's like this line from a song that says like, if life ain't just a joke, then why are we laughing? Like everything just felt like a huge joke. I was like, there's no way this is real. I mean, like it is real. And I was just like, okay, well, I'm just going to laugh my way through it. I felt like I was at a point in my life where my mental health wasn't good, and I was taking everything so seriously. I was just like a stark, serious person. And then I was just like, forget this. I'm not going to do this. Everything is a joke. It doesn't matter. Life is short. You really don't know how long you're going to be here. I'm going to have fun while I'm here. So I am having fun as a clown and exploring my gender at the same time. And it's been a really great
Yeah.
I love everything about that.
Yeah. And that's the nice thing about drag, though. You said like being shy, but you go like when I first started, I remember the first time I ever performed, I was backstage, like, I remember it being all ready to go. And I was like, I'm gonna shit my pads right now because I'm so scared to go out on stage, because it was like I did a like an amateur night. It was at Stonewall in Allentown, and the amateur night happened to be in the same night as like the college night, it was called, but it was like 18 and over basically. So like there was like 100 people in the audience, and it was my first time ever performing. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Like this is like huge, like now I think back of it. And I was so scared, but it's like over the years, like growing and learning about drag and becoming who I am and who I am as a performer. And like now it's like I love to go on stage because, you know, the crowd cheering for you and tipping you, loving you, coming up afterwards and be like, oh my God, you're amazing. Like, I did a show last month at Heat, and this girl's like, I've been here every show that you've done here. She's like, and every time I watch you perform, she's like, she's like, I'm in awe. My heart melts. My dollars just fly out of my wallet. She's like, I just love what you do. So to hear that feedback, you know, and to get that feedback from people, it just makes me want to do drag even more, because it's like, I'm doing what I love to do, but then I'm also like sharing with other people who are also loving it and giving me that positive feedback.
Yeah, I definitely feel like I am like kind of still relatively slowly coming into my own as a performer, and like I love the idea of being a performer and being on stage. Like, yeah, definitely. Like when I first started, I was just so nervous. Like, and that I still get nervous because like I'm an anxious person in general, but I just feel like a different person when I'm on stage and like on show nights. Like I feel like I'm like floating around the bar and I'm saying hello to everyone. But the minute baby comes off, I'm in the corner and I'm in my hoodie and I don't want to talk to anyone. So
I think that's, you know, it's funny. A lot of people say, I'm really hooked on Star Trek Discovery right now. I promise that's going to make sense in a minute. And we've been watching a behind the scenes show, and where they interview everyone, and they were talking to some of the actors about, I love performing, I love being an actor. However, I'm also very shy and I'm very all about myself. And I think that's a common performer thing. Kris is like, yeah.
Yes, it really is.
Yeah, it honestly is, because like when I'm in drag, you know, like Jade knows, like we'll be at, for example, like Stallions or something, I talk to everybody. Everyone who comes up to me, hey, hi, you know. But as a boy, I kind of come standoffish, like because I'm just like, you know, in my own, and I just kind of like stick to my own path and go, you know what I mean? I don't pay attention to anything or anyone around me. But when I'm, like I said, when I'm in drag, it's like I want to talk to everybody. So it's two different worlds.
Mm-hmm.
Completely. Kris, do you have any questions for Baby Flamingo?
Oh my goodness. I am just like, I'm overwhelmed with that story, just because there's so much art that goes into drag, but then like the strength that goes into the art that goes into drag just like floors me every time I hear her. So I just, I do have a very dumb question for you, a very silly question, because I really need to know the answer. If you were in the wizarding world of Harry Potter, like if it was real, I'm so sorry, would a flamingo be your Patronus?
So I'm going to preface this with, I don't know if I can say this, so I apologize in advance, but JK can eat my ass.
Oh, yeah, no. I listen, that's why I kind of felt that, but like, I'm trying to ask, like, do you consider what your like animal equivalent to be as a flamingo, or is it?
Yeah, so I think like as a normal person, I feel as though my Patronus would be a rabbit, but it's like, it's so funny having the name like Baby Flamingo. People like tend to think like, oh, you like love flamingos. I'm like, I feel like I don't know anything about them as an animal. So yeah, I mean, if Baby Flamingo had a Patronus, I'm just gonna say yeah, because that makes the most sense to me. I don't really know what other animal it would be. If a clown was an animal, then that would be my Patronus.
Aren't they though?
Yeah.
I mean,
it depends. It depends on.
I guess the question is, do you like shrimp? Like, do you like to eat?
I do, and like if I could figure out a way to do a number where I can just eat shrimp the whole time without anybody like in the space getting like having an allergic reaction, I would love to do it. But sounds like a liability, so I haven't done it yet.
Oh, yeah.
That's totally fair.
Oh, someone said clownfish. That's my answer.
Oh yeah,
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay.
Clownfish, absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah.
That's how I used to describe my drag, because I'm somewhere in the middle between clown and fish.
I feel like I need to ask you both that question as well. Like, just like the animal equivalent. Thank you for catching my preface on that. I was trying to say, like, what's your animal equivalent? Like, yes, I agree with you entirely. But, like, is it clownfish? I mean, it can, you know.
Scarlett, do you know what yours would be?
Oh, so is this like it's like a. Sorry, I kind of got lost. I've never seen Harry Potter. I don't know anything about
No,
it.
it's okay. That part's totally.
What
irrelevant.
animal do you relate to?
Okay, what animal do you relate to?
Yeah.
Ooh. Good question.
Out of drag, I relate to pandas a lot, but in drag, I feel like it's something else. I feel like I'm like a drag squirrel.
A drag squirrel.
I'm having fun. I'm distracted by stuff. I don't know where I am half the time. I run out in traffic. You know.
I actually, I'd probably say squirrel too, just because I do have ADHD. So I'd probably say squirrel. You know, vary that.
Yeah. No, I like that. That makes sense.
Well, that was a bunch of shenanigans, and I loved everything about it. So we are going to take a very quick commercial break. Again, during the commercials, you will see it still says 10:30. My wonderful producer has been going through a lot right now. He's going to get me a new one. But we're going to keep watching this one because there are some fantastic shows on WLFE-DB radio. When we come back, the lovely Miss Skarlet Overkill is going to chat with you a little bit about drag. I don't know what's something. She'll come up with something. And then we're going to bring everyone back. We do have a lot of questions coming in. Don't worry. We are going to be getting to your questions after the break. And we will be back momentarily.
WLFE-DB.com, where our shows are your shows.
Hello, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that commercial. And for everyone watching, thank you so much for watching Inside the Drag Closet and joining all of us clowns this week on our fabulous and colorful episode. So, my segment of the episode, I usually talk about makeup-related stuff, tips, tricks, secrets, etc. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little unprepared this week. The last week has been rough. We all know with the election, and that aside, my mental health, it's been pretty crazy. I've had a rough week. Let's just say that. I don't want to get too heavy or go into it. So I'm just kind of gonna go through and describe, like, because the biggest thing I get asked is like how I do my eye makeup. It's obviously a lot different than what most people do. As you can see, I don't have any eyebrows. If I did, they would be probably somewhere up here, drawn onto my wig, taped on to my wig, just tape some hair there. But the way I do my eye makeup, so I do have real eyebrows as when I'm out of drag. And so I'll take like a glue stick and setting powder and all that and just cover them, block them completely out. I am someone who likes to use a lot of color. I love color. I I honestly don't think I've ever done like a nude or like a smoky eye or anything like that. I've always done color. Like I just love color, playing with every single color. As you can see, I have orange and pink. Wait, orange and pink. The camera, purple lips, and so I just always been playing with color and just love doing bright, colorful face. You know, it helps me stand out. Not like I already don't stand out in a room. So yeah, after I kind of put my block my brows out, I do whatever colors I choose to put on my eyes. Just place that on there, blend it out. Do the same underneath my eyes. All the white that is actually on my eyes that I use to kind of cut the crease and give me help my waterline pop out, because as you can tell, there, now you can see my eyes. You can barely see them with these big lashes and big wigs on, but that's all lipstick. It's just white lipstick that I use to kind of go through. It works easiest for me. I've tried powders and eyeshadows and stuff, and just none of that works for me. The black, my wings, they just keep getting bigger and bigger. Eventually, they'll be big enough that I can take passengers and fly them to different countries, but I use a angled brush, and I have the Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's their water like gel liner, and I take a brush and map it out, and I just fill it in with that, and then I set it with black eyeshadow. So yeah, it's a process. Honestly, like that's the most of the time me getting ready. It's mostly just my eye stuff. Like the rest of my face, I can, you know, real quick with contouring and stuff. But like my eye makeup takes so long, especially if I'm doing like multiple colors on my eyes. So yeah.
No joke. I was going to try to recreate your makeup tonight. And then I was like, no, don't do it. So I did a hint of it. I don't have eyebrows tonight.
Yeah.
And I wanted to like buff out the purple that's on top of my eyes. So I was like, that's my hint of Scarlet.
Yes, I love it. Yeah, I mean, and when that was the thing, like when I decided to start playing with color, because I remember like I did a lot of like just like pinks, like color that wasn't so in your face, and then now I've been doing like oranges and like neon, like different colors, and as I played more, it's like, well, I need more room on my forehead to put all this damn color on my face. So yeah, let's just get rid of the eyebrows. And honestly, like I look back now, it's funny. I just saw over the, I think it was earlier this week or last weekend, Jeremy had shared a picture or something, a memory from like 3 years ago maybe, and I still had like eyebrows, and it was so weird to see myself with eyebrows because I'm so used to now not having eyebrows.
That's the one thing I don't think I could ever do. Like they say never say never, but yeah. I don't think I could ever get rid of my eyebrows completely. Like mine are under here. They've got 2 layers of glue on them.
Yep.
But I'm so I know a queen who shaved her eyebrows off to compete in a pageant, and then she just wore glasses every day.
Yeah.
They didn't have lenses in them, but she wore glasses every day.
Oh my god, it looks I've done it before when I first started drag. And I really started like, obviously like at first when I did the drag race and stuff, I kind of just used my real brows, but then as I experimented more, and the first time I tried to block them out, oh girl, it looked like caked on mud. And so I was like, screw this, I'm shaving my real brows off. And then once I got out of drag and I woke up the next morning, I was like, oh my god, what did I do?
Isn't that the word? I love the story. Anastasia's going to kill me, but I love this story. When she messaged us, she's like, oh my god, I ran out of Prozaid. I just E6000'd my eyebrows. Did you not know that story?
I did not know that story.
Oh yeah. She was heading to the Divas show and she was like, I'm running late. I ran out of Prozaid. For those who don't know, Prozaid is a medical grade adhesive that gets your eyebrows down and they're gone. And you need a special cleaner to take it off afterward. She didn't have any, so she used E6000.
Oh,
that is industrial strength adhesive. And she said, I hopped in the shower and just peeled it off, and her eyebrows were fine.
Wow.
I'm like, girl, you are lucky.
Yeah, very lucky. Like, one time I accidentally, so you want to hear a good one? One time I accidentally was, it was at Heat for a show, and I believe I showed up late. So I was quickly putting on nails and eyelashes at the same time. I accidentally put one of my eyelashes on with nail glue.
I was there.
Oh my God, my eye was hurt so. The next day, my eye looked like I had pink eye. It hurt so bad because I got nail glue in my eye.
Oh,
girl, whew. There's a mishap for KRIS.
There we go. Well, speaking of KRIS and all of our fantastic guests, let's bring them all back out. We're going to answer some questions from the audience, and we're going to take a look at some pictures from social media. So here is KRIS, Baby Flamingo. Mr. Treats, put your camera back on. Treats. They don't know where they are right now. Treats, I'm the grandmother. I'm the one who's supposed to be confused. Treats. There we go.
This is why you don't wear gloves when you're on a live stream. Guilty as charged.
Well, Treats, the first question is actually for you, and I love this question. This is from Eve Brown. This is Jamie Angel. They are a new drag performer. Mr. Treats, as a non-binary drag performer, would you have any suggestions for other non-binary drag performers who are just starting out?
Oh, wow. Where to start? I mean, there's so... Okay, the biggest thing I will say is don't let anybody dictate what your drag is. There's so many other things I could say about, you know, the aspect of getting into shows or technical aspects of drag or things like that. But I think the most important thing is that if you feel called to do drag, then you are a drag performer, and don't let anybody tell you that your drag is not valid or that your ideas aren't as good as theirs.
And what you said, because girl, that was me. I remember. I don't know if you remember back when we did Drag Race together.
Yeah.
And I did the very like fishy pageanty like woman. I don't want to say womanly, but you know what I mean, like that style of drag. Because I remember watching Drag Race and seeing it was season 6 and seeing Adore and Bianca, and I was like, I want to be grungy and clowny at the same time. And someone said, oh well, that's cute for TV, but you'll never make it in Central PA doing that kind of drag. So I stuck to the very like pageanty, fishy, you know, when I did Drag Race. But I could tell like the nights that I kind of like strayed away from that was when I did my best and I was happiest. And I was like, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm gonna do what I want to do with my drag. And if you don't like it, then don't watch me on stage.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And I also want to just say, definitely like look up SUNDAE Best Variety Show. We are not the only collective that features opportunities for new performers, but having space for people to perform for the first time is really important. And especially right now, it's so difficult for young queer people to have that space because we can't do things in person. And that's why we've been trying to do the digital shows, and we're trying to start doing digital salons over the winter, because that's why shows like this are so special, because we still get to spend time together and experiment and have fun and do our thing. So that's what we're trying to do with SUNDAE Best and our digital productions right now, is still facilitate that space for new people, because you shouldn't feel discouraged. Like I'm in my spare bedroom right now. Like you can still do drag right now, even if no one else is around. Other people don't validate your drag. As long as it's important to you, that's all that matters.
Yes.
I think that's the quote of the century right there. Other people do not validate your drag.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we have another question from Jamie Angel once again. Baby Flamingo. If there was one thing you wish you had known sooner about being a non-binary drag performer, what would it have been?
I think I wish I would have known that you don't have to fit into what other people's idea of drag is. Like I said before, I didn't do drag for a long time because I didn't know that I could do drag as a non-binary person. And I felt like if I did drag, I had to be masculine, and that just wasn't something that like my heart felt pulled to. You know what I mean? So I guess I just wish that I would have known sooner that like you can literally do anything you want. Like I just feel like drag is, I'm sure somebody has said this to me over and over again, but drag is the art of being. You know, it's not so much about like fitting into whatever, like what other people, like some people they're into like female impersonation, but like I'm more into just being a more exaggerated version of myself. Like I said, I just want to I want to make people smile. I want to make people laugh. And I just want to be a more exaggerated version of who I am in everyday life. Yeah.
I want to share with everybody one of the pictures that makes me super happy and super proud was during Risque Cabaret. This was after the show in the Magic Corner. And it's just right here. This makes me so happy and so proud to be a drag mother and grandmother, because you kids make me just so proud every single day.
I just wanted to mention that, like, I showed up to see the show. I wasn't performing, and like we did not plan to match that night at all. It just happened. It was perfect.
Look at that mess.
Well, Jade gave me that dress, so.
Yep, I got that from the dance outlet. All right, there's another question here, and we'll go around with this one. This is a good one for everybody. Do you still get nervous before or during performances, or is that something that either goes away, or did you not have it to begin with? Let's start with KRIS.
Oh gosh. Yes, always before. I will always get nervous before. I always have. I think you get to a point where, and again, my performance is different, but I feel like when you step onto the stage, you're already done. Like you've passed the point of no return. So whatever happens next, it's almost out of your control. So I feel like I personally get very calm during, and then afterward I freak out again, personally.
I love that. How about you, Scarlett?
I only get nervous if I'm somewhere that I've never been before. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, for example, if I'm at Stallions or something like that, oh my gosh, cakewalk, easy, nothing, because everyone knows me there and whatnot. But if I go to a venue for the first time, I'm nervous because I don't know what the audience is going to be like and how they're going to perceive what I'm doing. So it's like, then I'm thinking, oh my God, I really have to kill this and do really well because I want everyone to like it. So it becomes more of a mind fuck. You know what I mean? You're like nervous, which are not, it's not so much nervous that you're like performing. It's more nervous that you're like, this is a new crowd. Are they going to like me?
Yeah, same. Like, you know what makes me nervous? Doing this show. I get nervous every week with this show because there's a lot of technology going on and I'm trying to press a lot of buttons on StreamYard and get it all working just fine. And it gets to be a lot. So this show makes me nervous. I don't really get nervous in venues anymore. Although I will say I was performing at Eye Candy in Philly once. And during my number, if she watches this, she's going to be like, oh my God, girl, really? I'm doing my first number and I'm like, I go over to my husband. I'm like, he's sitting beside Mimi. I'm first. Okay, keep going. Oh, Mimi's tipping me. I got nervous in that moment. I had met Mimi I'm first before, but all of a sudden I was like, how about you, Treats?
Oh gosh. Yeah, one thing again that's just kind of a theme tonight is a lot of us have done theater before and performed in different capacities. And for me, it's something that never goes away. I have a lot of social anxiety in general, and I do think drag is one of the only things that helps me perform. And every single time I do a performance, I get nervous, but it's kind of like what KRIS said. Once you get in that flow, you know, you are sort of on a different wavelength, and that's always really fulfilling and enjoyable. So that's why we keep doing it, right? But I've been performing now for probably 15 years at least, and I still get nervous every single time. So unfortunately for me, it hasn't ever gone away.
Yep.
It's unfortunately kind of addictive, actually. I feel like that nervous energy and then the like actual performance. It's sort of a vicious cycle. Be warned.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Oh, but they're clapping though.
Yes.
How about you, Baby Flamingo?
I'm pretty much on the same train as Treats. I have anxiety in my day-to-day life. I feel the same as Scarlett. It's definitely worse when I am like in a newer like venue, which because I really only do one show consistently doesn't happen a lot. But like beginning of this year in January, we did a show for the circus school in Lancaster, and that was so stressful because I'm so used to like our like audience at Fruit Boots, and like sometimes sometimes you perform at a drag show and you can tell people have never been to a drag show before. It was like one of those scenarios where it's like people weren't really, they didn't know what to do, they didn't know that you were supposed to tip, so it's just like, how do I work the room? Okay, I'm gonna walk around but nobody is moving, this is awkward. Yeah, so I definitely still get nervous. Depends. It really, for me, depends on the crowd. If I'm getting good feedback from the crowd, then it usually settles within like the first 30 seconds of my performance.
Awesome.
Didn't you open that show too?
I think I opened the show and the DJ wasn't our DJ and he played the wrong song instead of mine first. It was a lot. There was a lot happening.
Oh my.
It's a lot of pressure opening.
Yeah.
So we do have another question. We were talking about animals we all related to, and one person didn't respond. So Curtis Zinn says, same question, Kris. What's yours?
Oh no. I feel like personally it would have to be some kind of like big cat, just a big cat. I actually at some Renaissance fairs, some version of another show that I do, I'm known as Panthera. I think it's because I'm like a little cat, but I think I would be a big cat.
You've got big cat energy.
I got big cat energy.
This isn't really a question, but this is just a fantastic comment, and I love everything about it. Scarlett, you always seem to remind me of pretty butterflies because of your makeup style and the pretty colorations. When you mentioned ADHD, I could see it even more as the flitting flutter of activity and color, which is a delightful thought.
Oh, thank you. Yes,
I love that.
I just love it. Jade, for you, like I joke with her about it. I mean, we both love her to death, but Katarina, I'm always like, God, why is your makeup so boring? What's with the nude colors? I'm like, but obviously 100% kidding. As we've been discussing all night, all drag is valid. And so obviously I'm kidding, but it's like, I just could never, ever since I took this path, I could never see myself going back to anything that's not as colorful. Like if I can wear every color in the crayon box, every single time I do drag, I will. I just love color.
Yeah. Fantastic question here from Phyllis Elliott. You are all beautiful. How long does it take to do your makeup?
Stop, Phyllis. You're too kind.
Thank you, Phyllis.
Go on.
Baby, do you want to start with this one?
Yeah, so I was gonna mention, like I said, I haven't been doing this for a very long time. I didn't really do any type of performance before this, so like that's the one thing I personally kind of struggle with is my makeup. It's not that I think that my makeup is bad, it's just that, like I said, I want my drag to be more of an exaggeration of my day-to-day life, and I have a hard time figuring out how to do that with my makeup. So a roundabout way of answering your question, it only takes me like 30 minutes. It doesn't take me very long, but that's because I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't know what else I want. So I'm still trying to figure it out.
That's fair.
Yeah.
How about you, Treats?
Well, when I first started doing drag, it's interesting. I feel like I've gone on a weird loop-de-loop where it's really come full circle. Because when I first started, I very much was like Baby Flamingo, where I was very into glitter. I was very into fake eyelashes. I was into things like that. But I wasn't as into like doing a full drag face and like doing so much facial contouring and things like that. So as I learned more about drag, my routine got like longer and longer to the point where probably a year or two in, it would take me like 2 to 3 hours to get ready. Nowadays, now that I've been doing it for so long, I can do my face alone in like 55 minutes. The 2 live shows I've done since the pandemic happened, I've had to do a 55-minute face, and that's just kind of it. Like when you're in the groove of doing it professionally, you have to have what you want and just be able to do it. So I like when I have more time to experiment, but I can do it in under an hour, which is what I did tonight.
That's fair. Yeah, doing this show a lot. Like tonight, I wanted to play with makeup. I started doing my makeup around 6 o'clock, and I think I was done around, 8. But I was taking my time. I was playing. Even after everyone started coming into StreamYard, I was still tweaking stuff. Like I was like, I really want to do like a reddish nose. Like I was playing, and then I saw Baby come in. And I was like, "You got your grandma's nose." But yeah, if I'm doing if during October I was doing the same show, the same character, I got down to doing my face in a half an hour. I also only had to do it from here up. So
yes,
Yes.
we love COVID drag.
exactly. Although I just bought clear face masks, and I'm like, oh damn, I did it to myself. Now I have to actually do drag. How about you, Scarlett?
I don't. Oh, that's a good question. I don't really have like a time limit. I kind of like. It depends on like the night and like. So like for example, like if I were say for example to go to work and I'd come home and I have like an hour and a half to get ready and go, then bam, I make sure it's done. But like today, I've been doing nothing all day, so like I started getting ready at like 5, and then I made a phone call, and then I ate dinner while all I was getting ready. So like my time frame depends on how much time I actually have. If I have like 4 hours to get ready, then yeah, I'll do things in between there while I'm getting ready and span it out. But if I have like an hour and a half or an hour to get ready, then I'll quickly, do it. So I don't really have like a set time.
That's fair. How about you, Kris?
Oh gosh. This took me about 10 minutes, except for the additional 20 minutes of me getting really mad at my eyelashes. So 10 minutes plus, and then the extra like 8.5 minutes of using a Q-tip on my winged eyeliner and then just giving up on winged eyeliner. That's it.
Girl, it's a lot. Winged eyeliner's a lot.
Yeah.
I have found it's so much harder to do a nice, small, soft look than this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
I mean, I kind of have another question. I don't know if this is like not cool. I have a question about, personally, I have never found a way to make it stay. Like through the sweat, through the couple of hours, like nothing. So I just am curious, like, is there like a super backstage trick that like you can share? What is that?
NYX setting spray.
Specifically Nick. Okay, because I've never used that one.
This is when I had that stimulus money and I went and bought a bunch of these. Until I had that stimulus money, I would take the hairspray I used and just spray my face afterward.
Yep.
That's what I usually do for lipstick for shows where I have to like kiss people, and that is the grossest thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mix them both and you'll be in heaven. Literally.
Okay.
Like I will put I use the Morphe it's the mist or something, I don't know. It's the Morphe setting spray, that and then if you really want it to stick, got to be glued, the hairspray. Freezing spray over top of that, your face won't go anywhere.
Okay.
Ever.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, I know everyone, like Scarlett, you talked about that a little bit in your segment. Like everyone's skin is very different and everyone has different products that work best. But for me, the products make a big difference. Like I almost exclusively use liquid to matte as a base for a lot of things because it just does not move. So like that, but that's why it's clown makeup. Like it feels like clown makeup. Like my face is thick right now, but once you do that and you set it, like it won't go anywhere for a very long time.
Exactly. So I want to take a moment. We do have a couple more questions, but I want to look at some of the pictures I pulled today.
Oh boy.
Because these are a lot of fun. And the first picture I want to talk about, just this picture makes me so happy. Let's talk about this.
Yes.
Baby Flamingo, I love everything about this look.
Thank you.
Could you walk us through this entire look?
Yeah, so this is just a huge shout out to Hillary Henson. Like, Hillary is the reason that I look as amazing as I do for like 90% of our shows. That's been the hard part about doing drag at home, is I don't have Hillary's wonderful costumes to rifle through. So I went to Hillary and I just kind of like gave her a really loose idea of this song. So I did the song Hi, It's Me by Ash Nico. And like Ash Nico has this really long, like blue hair that's very iconic for her. So I did just like a darker blue, like short, I hate long wigs. I don't know how y'all do it. I can't stand it. Short wig. But so Hillary made that like hat with like it's got like balls on top of it. It's like a golf hat. I think she actually made it out of an old umbrella and I just kind of like wiggled it on top of my wig. I have my trusty clown collar that I love so much. And then I'm not sure if Hillary made that blue coat or if it's something that she happened to find. And then the black dress, I think Hillary did like hand sew on all those. They're like plastic toys on the bottom of the dress, and it just makes the most wonderful sound. And then, yeah, I got those clear jelly shoes a couple summers ago from Walmart. And yeah, super stoked with that entire outfit.
Love it.
That whole look is just so amazing. Shout out to Miss Hillary. She knows how to put a look together.
And that's from the show you were talking about, baby, the circus school show.
Yeah, that was at the circus school in January of this year. So I had a lot of fun.
Alrighty, let's look at another picture. This is a very recent picture. Let's talk about this.
Oh my gosh. Oh, hey. So this is from Halloween. I know, like, y'all can judge me, but like Halloween is my shit. Like, I decorated a week before October even started and took my decorations down like last week. I just love October. Like, Halloween has been my thing since a kid. I remember my 12 turning 13. I had friends over for a sleepover and we stayed up all night and watched the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. Like, Halloween has been my thing since I was a kid. So I was like, I know there's a virus, but like, I had my brothers and just a few friends. It was something real small and intimate and, you know, whatnot. And I was like, I want to do something cool. Like Jade knows, the last 2 episodes we did of Into the Drag Closet, I've been getting into more prosthetics and stuff and doing things like that and gore and blood. So I did those for Into the Drag Closet. But then when Halloween came, I was like, I want to do something even different. So I did a very, like, I had on a full, like, the jacket, the pants, everything, a full, like, red suit. But then I did, like, the makeup, and it was a very androgynous, like, with the between the makeup being, like, feminine and the wig, but then, like, being in a full suit. Like, so I just tried to mix the two together and be, like, an androgynous devil. Like, it was so much fun. And the feedback I got from it was, like, has been really great.
I kept on calling it The Devil Wears Prada.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
All right. We have another fabulous picture right here. I love this one. Are you ready? Treats, let's talk about this.
Yes.
Oh, good God. Well, that was taken, I guess this is when I really started embracing the clown fantasy. I made that hat back in like 2016, I think. So that was like sculpted fell, and I made that, which was a lot of fun. Some of these pieces are from Hillary, though. Like, I borrowed the corset from Hillary. The jumpsuit is actually an heirloom that I got from Felicia O'Toole, but she got it from another local drag queen that was before my time in Harrisburg. So that jumpsuit has been worn by a lot of queens. But I have to tell you, I had to put panels in the side with contrasting material so that I could fit into it. Even back then. But yeah, and that was during Fab. We were part of Fab this year, which was digital, but it's the LGBT Center's like annual gala and fundraiser every year. And that was back when we could do the live shows, and we brought all the clowns to Fab that year, and it was so fun. It was a full circus theme. We had full clown props. Like I think we did like a waiter. There's a hair in my soup gag where we pulled a wig out of a bowl of soup because it was one of those like roaming tabletops with a long tablecloth. Like who's gonna buy it? But we did it anyway.
I love it. Alrighty, we got another one right here. Let's talk about this.
Oh gosh.
Yes.
So I have been wrongfully trusted to do children's theater a lot. Like really, like it's bad. I started my career in Disney. I moved to Universal. There's a reason I'm not still there. But I did a production of The Three Little Pigs. And it was one that we sort of toured to a bunch of like inner city schools and like underprivileged places. So it was actually a really great project. It was a lot of fun. But I managed to do the show somehow with one of the other girls that I'm in Chase Treasure with. And that was an even worse idea because here we are, like, we had to get separated by the director during rehearsals because we couldn't keep it together. Like, it was very unprofessional, but the show ended up being so cute. And I think it's one of my favorite roles that I've ever played because I was the brick pig. I was like the smart pig, you know. I'm not the smart pig like in real life, but I was the smart pig in the show.
I love that. So we got a really good question. And this question, I'm trying to wrap my head around it a little bit. It is from Derek Gamble Ernst. So game on. We know my husband's going to come up with some shenanigans.
Oh boy.
A weird question for everyone. If you were put into a machine that separated your stage self from your real self into separate entities, what question would you ask your persona?
What?
Yeah, that.
I need a little more wine. Hold on.
Right. I would probably, if I was looking at Jade, I would probably ask her like the questions we've already heard. How long does it take you to get ready? You know, what makeup products do you use? What's the worst thing that ever happened to you on stage? You know, the basics. Because I'm not that original. How about you, Scarlett?
Oh my gosh. Honestly, the first thing that popped into my head, just because this is a tough question, so I'm just going to go with it. Mine would be like, why are you wearing so much makeup? And that's it.
That's it. Then walk away.
And then just turn my back and just leave. Just leave her hanging there with this random question I just asked.
How about you, Chris?
That I would ask what, like my Chase Treasure? Catalina. Oh, what would I ask Catalina? Why do you smell like garlic?
That's fair.
Question. I would ask my Chase Treasure persona because she definitely does smell like garlic.
Nice.
Yeah, it's to ward off the vampires is the answer.
Yeah.
I can relate.
Yeah.
Baby Flamingo, any thoughts?
I would ask Baby if you had to pick between candy and the circus, what would you pick?
Oh, that's hateful.
I think that there is like a backstory to Baby that I don't even know what that is yet, and I feel like if I asked that question, it would give me some insight, you know?
Nice. Treats.
Oh boy, I've had a lot of time to think, so I've gone down a really dark hole, y'all, because I have so many personas. So I started thinking about if I was separated from Treats, and then I was like, well, I'm not anymore. But my first thought was, why are you the way you are? Like, if I could ask this, why are you the way you are? I probably would. So I can't really hate on people who ask me that in real life. I get it. But then I started thinking about legs. And legs akimbo is kind of my my drag personality at this point. Like what I feel like is not necessarily me or is a departure from myself. And I think that legs really enjoys pain more than I do, but they are afraid to explore it. And it's been a very interesting, because I do all of my sideshow acts now in that persona. And I've gotten to experiment a lot with different people over the last year and a half, I guess, like specifically doing bed of nails and things like that. And I think that's sort of interesting because that's the facet that all of that's been channeled to, is that one persona. And I'd like to understand more of that and why do they do that? Because maybe it'll help me understand it. Because I can't do it when I'm not in that persona.
This is such an interesting, like, this is like theater 101 right now. Like, we're creating the character. Why? Now, if you could look at your character and tell them one thing, why did you just tell them to take that off? Shenanigans.
Why do you have no shame?
Why do you?
Yeah.
I blame your parents. Oh, damn. We do have a lot of fantastic questions. Here's one from Frankie Laird. What other creative things do you do outside of drag? Who wants to start? Baby, go for it.
Yeah. I was like, do I raise my hand? So I've just now, this year, come to terms with calling myself a multimedia artist. I didn't want to own it, because when you own it, people expect you to be good at things. But I will tell you this, I'm having fun at these things. I am in no way saying that I'm good at them. But outside of drag, I make jewelry. Treats and I said, I made these earrings for us. I make music, which is kind of something I'm slowly getting into. I've been interested in music for a really long time. I don't have a lot of details right now, but I do have a single coming out in December, which is so just wild and amazing and really exciting. I do a little bit of painting here and there, and I feel like there's something I'm missing, but yeah. What'd you say?
Your zines.
Oh yeah, I also make zines. So if anyone is not familiar with the concepts of zines, they're like mini magazines. I really like to use zines, that type of art form and outlet, to talk about my experiences with my gender and my mental health and the intersections of my identity as a queer trans Black person. So yeah, I just love art.
I love that. How about you, Treats?
Oh my. I mean, obviously, like I said earlier, I'm a costume designer and I like doing that for drag, but it applies to a lot of other things. And I love sewing. I love teaching other people. That's something I've been sort of piloting this year, I guess, is how to teach people to sew in the world we live in now, where I can't get together with them in person. So that's been fun. I also work with a lot of students in a creative capacity. I love doing workshops with middle school students, high school students, college students. That's been a little more difficult now, but I've been figuring out ways to do that. And I love making films. And that's part of what has been fun about this year, is I've gotten to dabble a lot more in shooting film and editing film and writing and things like that. Obviously, a lot of the time, whenever I find something I like, it always ends up relating back to drag, right? Like I always end up then doing it with drag. But there's a lot of things that I guess I like to dabble in.
Nice. Well, and you went to AMDA too.
Yeah, I did. Although I went for musical theater. Well, I love doing music, and that's a big part of like the North Street Supper Club events we've gotten to do at Rubicon, is doing music. And I really have a love for American classical, like blues music and things that are in the American canon. And there's so much amazing history there. Even history that's Harrisburg specific. It's been really fun to do those events because there's some really old like jazz heads that come out and they're like, I remember when Julie London was in Harrisburg, 30 years ago. And it's been really awesome to connect with people about that kind of musical history. So I also love dabbling in music, even now.
Fun. How about you, KRIS? Just creative things you do outside of performing.
Outside of performing, I, especially in quarantine now, I have been cooking a lot. I don't know that I have any favorite recipes right now. I'm enjoying like when you don't change out of your pajamas until like 1 PM and you already have to start cooking. So you have a big blanket over you and then you just start throwing things into a pot and you're just like, potion, and then it's a soup and you don't know what's in it, but it's good, just sort of like when you were a kid and you had like mud and sticks. But I feel like I do like the culinary equivalent to that now. And it's actually, I have invented some very delicious, strange meals that way. So I've been doing that.
Fun. How about you, Scarlett?
I mean, through the quarantine, I've been able to, it's kind of drag related, but like, not really. It is drag related, but it's not like hair, like styling wigs for myself, but like also getting into like learning more about like coloring and like real hair. Like I've been dyeing Jeremy's hair and things like that. So like getting into that. Photography, yes, I'm that basic bitch that takes pictures of her food before she eats it, and things like that. But I just love just photography in general. Like especially over the summer. Like obviously there wasn't much to do, so just like going on like nature walks and stuff and taking pictures and things like that. And then like what KRIS said, like I've got to expand in quarantine even more so than before. Being a vegan, it's hard like finding food and food options to make. So I got more into cooking and baking during quarantine to try and start making different meals and new things to add to my palette of things I can eat, because again, being vegan is hard, so you kind of almost have to like cook and bake and like learn to like add new things to your plate, because it's not as easy as just going to the store and grabbing something, you know what I mean? Like,
oh my gosh, so. I didn't know there were more of us. So,
yes,
I understand. I get it.
Oh, don't get me started. I'll spend the whole episode talking.
I know. We should jump off the topic probably because anyway.
Yes.
All right, I'm putting on the calendar another vegan episode.
Yes. Yes.
We'll get Honey LeBronx back.
Oh my God, yes, I love her.
So what do I do outside of drag? Well, I've been trying to write more. Last year with the New Jersey Renaissance Fair, I actually got to like write several scripts that unfortunately we did not get to perform this year, but they are on standby for some time in the future. I'm also trying to write, it's kind of drag related. I'm trying to write a one-person show. The working title right now is The Shakespearean Queen, or Shakespeare's Leading Lady. I don't know which one I like more, but the whole story is about a Shakespearean actor who primarily played women, all of a sudden is too old to play women. So it's got the lessons of aging actor. It's got the lesson of, love who you are and do what you do what you enjoy. That, and I'm going to throw some queer stuff in there, like references to modern music and stuff like that. So,
Yes.
Now I just have to sit and actually write it. I do want to bring up one thing that makes me so happy. This is from Mr. Bryce. I miss all of you.
Aww.
Hi,
Bryce, we miss you so much. Even Derek was posting, Bryce, I miss you.
Aww.
My fondest memory of Bryce is a wonderful performer. He's an incredible dancer. He performed with us in Harrisburg a lot. My fondest memory of Bryce was Pride weekend a couple years ago. We were doing Risque Cabaret. We had been in drag 4 days in a row, 12+ hour days. I remember live streaming with my phone as Bryce is changing on the landing down from me. I look and Bryce is buck-ass naked and laughing, but not a fun laugh. And I'm just like, this is my life right now. Bryce is naked and losing it. I always knew I'd be around for it. But anyway, back to we have another good question here. I'm loving these questions. These are great. If you could put a celebrity in drag, who would it be? Who wants to go first?
Ooh, you put a celebrity in drag.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's just like I've been trying to come up with a scheme to get John Waters to do a film with us for years. So of course my first response is John Waters. Like if John Waters would be like, yeah, like come to my house and put me in drag, obviously I would do that anytime. So John, if you're out there watching, I have a full costume closet and makeup kit and I will come to your house anytime for free.
And John Waters, if you're watching and would like to be interviewed on the show, please reach out. And don't forget to subscribe.
Like, share,
Shameless.
subscribe.
Anyone else?
I think it would be fun to put Hayley Williams, the lead singer of Paramore, in drag. I think that's fun.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You're channeling Hayley Williams a little bit right now. With the hair and the, yeah.
You just see that Paramore poster up there.
Yes.
Yeah. Amazing.
Don't get me started. I've been a fan for like 15 years. It's
This is a good question. I'm like, my mind's just racing when I'm trying to think of.
I think I would say Sir Patrick Stewart. I would want someone.
He did it.
Did he really?
Oh, I am finding it now. Oh yeah.
No. We were just talking Star Trek earlier, and that's where my brain went. I was like, "Ooh, you know what would be great?"
He did it for a convention or something.
Oh no!
And she looked amazing.
Oh, I'm sure.
She looked a little Kellyanne Conway.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah. So there's that. But
You know,
okay, I have to
let's not
download
speak
this. I have to put this in here. And come on, computer, move faster. Somebody else answer the question. I've almost got it. Technology. Bam.
Ah!
Oh my God.
Look at her.
That is Kellyanne Conway. That's a photo of Kellyanne Conway.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Chris, you need to put her in drag so you can do better.
I was gonna say I wouldn't have chosen that hair.
Yeah.
I think the hair that's doing the Kelly. I think like something bolder. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, no. I'm sorry I answered that now.
Like, can I unsee it?
Oh.
Unsee what? That?
Make it stop.
I think the problem is they went for Real Woman.
Yeah.
When they could have gone so much bigger on Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
No, Patrick Stewart was down for it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm
I'm
glad to know
regretting
that
every
now.
lecture.
Next.
Right.
Oh,
Scarlett, who would you put in drag?
Choose one.
I mean, I have many, but one that kind of just keeps popping back up as my brain's running because I love her so much is Sarah Paulson.
Yes.
I love Sarah Paulson. Everything she does. Have we all seen Ratched?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh my God. I watched that in my mind. Her acting in that was like, I love you. I just mind blown. Like, I love her so much.
Has she done drag for a character yet? Because I feel like that would be amazing.
Sarah Paulson.
Wait, if she looks like Kellyanne Conway, do not put the picture on the screen. Don't do it.
It's even kind
Oh.
of, she looks like Sean Spicer.
But like Scarlett, how would you do it? Because I know I had a vision, but I'm like, what's your vision?
See, I'm torn. I don't know if I want to do her in my style of drag or if I want to do her like King. You know what I mean?
I know, because I'm just
I'm
picturing
torn.
her as like Elvis. Like,
Yes, yes.
You know what's crazy? All the pictures of Sarah Paulson in drag is pictures of her and Violet Chachki dressed as Marilyn Monroe together. But Sarah's in the background of all the pictures, and I'm like, but no, stop it. You do not do that to Sarah Paulson, God damn it.
No.
Who would I put in drag? Patrick Stewart. All right.
I'm never invited back again. I ruined it.
you didn't do it. It's not your fault.
It's true.
No. No, who is a celebrity I would actually put in drag? No, legit, that's going to be my answer. I want to do Patrick Stewart right. I want big colorful hair. I want big hair on her.
Yeah.
It'll have to be glued on, but still. But yeah. All right, questions. Where'd we go? I got so caught up in looking for Patrick Stewart in drag. There it is. So Eve Brown has a very poignant question here, and I love this. Because things are virtual, I've been able to participate in things that I might not be able to participate with in person. Are there any wheelchair accessible drag venues in Harrisburg and surrounding areas? That brings up a very interesting point, because when buildings are on a historic register, they don't have to come up to wheelchair code. And I know Jamie Angel does use a wheelchair, so that's tricky.
Yeah.
So I did just want to mention, I know I said this a little bit briefly earlier. So we recently parted ways with the venue that we were doing Fruit Boots at. And at first it made me really, really sad, obviously, like kind of losing that home base, but it also made me really hopeful. Part of what I do, like for like my day job, as well as like in my day-to-day life, I really try to be an advocate for accessibility. And so like the fact that we technically don't have like a physical home space right now is saddening, but it also gives me a lot of hope that we can find something that is more accessible to people, because like the first year we did the show, it was on the second floor. And then the second year that we did the show, it was on the first floor. But even then, you couldn't get a wheelchair into the venue because there was like one step. And like the thing about that is like most people, they don't see one step as a barrier. But when you're in like an ambulatory wheelchair, like those things are heavy. Like one step is the difference from you enjoying your night and having to go home. So I don't know if y'all know of any wheelchair accessible spaces, but the places that I've performed in and have been in have not been accessible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the center is, right? I mean, the center has a ramp. Like there's certain places that are, but unfortunately, like Jade just mentioned, because of the way codes are, there's a lot of places that don't take it upon themselves to make their venue accessible. And I feel like if they did reach out to the community to do that, it's a thing that all of us are interested in. It's just unfortunate. Yeah, there's a lot of awareness that needs to be brought to people that own property and facilitate property in that regard. There's a big need for awareness, and that is up to producers and everybody else in our community to constantly be advocating for that.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think
that's
go
ahead.
The last thing that I wanted to say in regards to accessibility, even if like you are hosting spaces hosting shows in spaces that are not exactly accessible, one step that you can take is putting accessibility information in your event like pages or on your flyers. And accessibility information is like, it can start from like, there's 2 steps to get into the building, letting people know if there are gendered bathrooms or if there are gender neutral bathrooms, letting people know where they can park if you have to pay for parking. Just little things that make it easier for people that you're not already seeing in your audience to be there and to be present. So.
Yeah.
Jamie Angel, definitely get a hold of Mr. Treats and Baby Flamingo, because I feel like you could all share a lot of knowledge between the three of you. And when I saw you perform, I was like, oh, I want Jamie Angel to get to know them. So yeah. So there are a couple more questions here, so we're going to try to get through them quickly because we are past our time, but I want to get to everyone's question because a lot of these are fun. Robin Thompson, what is your dream song to perform? Let's go with a dream song that we have not performed yet. There we go. Mine is, I just shared it with Chris earlier and I don't remember what it's called. Something in Your Eyes by Steps.
Okay.
Who wants to go next?
Mine is, because we talked about this on, it was my birthday show, but I had planned out this whole thing to do this year, and then this year it kind of got canceled. But I was going to do a whole Hellraiser look and do Raising Hell by Kesha.
Yes.
Yes. So.
I did think of mine again, and Scarlett, something you said, that's what my train of thought was, because I was supposed to open a cabaret show that literally got closed down on opening night because of like the trajectory of the pandemic in our state. And I still have not done a performance of I'm Always Chasing Rainbows. I love the Judy Garland version, but I was working on it with a pianist that I really love, and it's a song that's really near and dear to my heart, and I was very excited to perform it in the show, and I still haven't done a performance of it since that got canceled. Thanks for reminding me.
You're welcome. How about you, baby?
I was actually going through, I have a whole playlist of songs that are like potential songs. And I really, really want to do Teeth by Lady Gaga. Like I want to do like just a whole big thing. But I haven't gotten a chance to do it.
I love performing that song. I perform it as a creepy dentist. How about you, Chris?
I would love to someday perform All Star by Smash Mouth up a couple octaves as a soprano.
Yes.
Why not?
Another question from Daniel Jackson. Chris and Scarlett, is there any food item that you cannot eat anymore that you wish you could still eat? Also, is there any vegan-based food item that you just shake your head and say, nope, can't eat that?
It's like a tricky question.
I mean, I honestly, first of all, I don't know how long you've been vegan for. But for me, like, I've been vegan long enough that, like, I don't really miss anything. Like, I know some vegans will say, like, they miss real cheese. Because, like, I eat cheese that has, like, it's almond milk base and stuff. So, like, I know some vegans will say real cheese, but, like, I've been vegan long enough that, like, vegan cheese just tastes like cheese. You know, if that makes sense. Cheese to me.
Yeah.
So there's nothing I really miss. Something I, like, shake my head at and say nope. I mean, there are certain vegetables I don't like. I hate Brussels sprouts. I think they're disgusting. Girl, no, I can't. I just can't. I cannot do Brussels sprouts.
Take it back.
No. My husband made some yesterday. I walked in the house and said, did the dogs piss all over the floor? What does that smell? Like, it smells so bad in here.
That's true.
Oh, man.
I do not like Brussels sprouts.
How about you, Chris?
Yeah, no, I've been doing this. I'm going on, it'll be 6 years in January.
Yes.
So, time. Thank you. I don't think I miss anything. I don't know. I'm not really big into all the fake stuff. I'll do it. I'm grateful it exists. But for the most part, like I said, like I like making my little potion. Like I'll be like, let's put quinoa in this. What'll go wrong? What I miss sometimes is my sanity. That's the pre-vegan food that I miss. Because every once in a while I'll just be like, there doesn't have to be gelatin in these potato chips. Like I miss my sanity.
Right. You go to the store and you're like, I just want to get like a loaf of bread, and you look and there's like lard in it. I'm like, why? But why? Like, can't you just do like wheat, flour and water and like call it a day? Like, why?
We need to put flavor in stuff that's not supposed to have flavor in it.
Yeah.
Apparently.
I don't. So, kids, we are reaching the end of our time together, but I want to give everybody a chance to say goodnight. Mr. Treats, is there anything you would like to share with our guests and our viewers before we head out?
Oh gosh, well, I know. I mean, time has gone so quickly because it's been a lot of fun getting to hang out with all of you tonight. So thanks to everyone who tuned in. And I do encourage you, if you're interested in supporting queer drag and queer artists in general in Central Pennsylvania, definitely look up SUNDAE Best Variety Show. We're doing a lot of merch. Baby is one of several artists and Hillary, who was mentioned earlier. There's a lot of amazing artists in our family that are still working right now. So definitely look us up and follow up and stay tuned because we have a show coming up for the holidays. So.
Yay.
Baby Flamingo, anything to say?
I say thanks for having me. If there is anyone who's watching who happens to be Black or happens to be non-binary or happens to be both, I would encourage you to really dive into any type of art that you feel like you don't see people like you in that field or you don't feel like you belong. Be that person who is doing it. You can do it. Even if you're just having fun, you should do it.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
KRIS, any last words?
Oh my goodness. I am honored to be here. This has been a blast. I was a little intimidated thinking about coming into this tonight just because I am so inspired and everything that you all have shared today has been so empowering and so inspiring. And the one thing I want to say is the thing I was hired to say and I didn't say, which is woo!
Yes! Yes! I love it.
How about you, Scarlett?
I mean, kind of just what I usually, well, because of how we are now, what I usually say is like, be kind to one another, love each other. Unity is better than diversity. Wash your hands, wear your mask, distance. We will get through this. And yeah, love Trump's hate.
Fantastic. I want to thank all of you for being here tonight. Tonight was so much fun. I love and adore every single one of you. We oh my gosh, we covered so much tonight and like we only went 15 minutes over. Oh well. I want to encourage everybody out there. If you like the show and you want to help support, you can always send a tip through Venmo at Jade DeVere, all one word. Or if there's anything you want to see on the show, shoot us an email at insidethedragcloset@gmail.com. Also, don't forget to like the show. We found out earlier tonight, I was a little traumatized because there were 20 likes on Facebook. I was having the flashbacks of the 2020 that lasted 18 years. But I just want to say, go out there, love your friends, be supportive, support all drag, support SUNDAE Best. They are incredible. They are artists like you have never seen before, and it is beautiful and amazing and weird and exciting. Make sure you are supporting all of your friends, especially those performers who are not getting to do what they love right now, and just be kind to each other and love one another. We're all here in this together. Yeah. But at this point, we do have one thing left to say, and that is good night, kids.
Bye.
Good night, kids.
Bye.